All right, we're recording 11:54 p.m. February 26th. I know even though this is gonna come out 27th, it's still the 26th when we're recording this, so still counts as day 26. All right,
Yeah.
26 days into the month of February, and we could finally watch the movies that this whole marathon's named after. 28
Yeah.
28 days later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Not's not with us. He went to sleep. That's why we have SGD here, or now, as we proclaim him, Other Not. How do you do, Other Not?
What would not say in this situation?
That's great. But yeah, so... Oh, you can say something? Oh, no, damn. Never mind. So 28 days later, yeah, this is it's the movie this whole marathon's named after, and yeah, this is a pretty big milestone for not just this marathon whole thing, but also zombie movies in general. We finally got okay. To be fair, we've watched several movies by now with running zombies, but this is like is this is either the first one or this is the one that just really popularized running zombies, because everyone's like before zombies slow shambling, but it's still a threat. And then this time around they're like, all right, you know what, now zombies, they're just gonna be running at your breakneck speed. It's gonna go la, which is honestly really funny when you think about it, because like no one in in the 28 movies is like technically a zombie. Like no one's like an undead corpse roaming around the earth. Everyone's just infected with a virus, and that's about it. Actually, was this the first? I could be wrong. Were there any zombie movies before this that had the whole idea that you're a zombie if you get like infected with some kind of like contagion or virus, or was this the one that like?
Almost likely, definitely, but this is definitely like the more, or the virus is definitely more pronounced. Like infection, like in the Romero stuff, they acted it like an infection, but here it's more like a definitely, like especially with like the biohazard symbol.
Right, but did it? But like, was this like the first movie? I could be wrong. Was this the first one, or were there more that like explicitly said zombies are a viral infection?
This I don't know if this is the first one, but I definitely believe this is definitely like one that definitely popularized it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there were movies like Hell of the Living Dead, which is an Italian film, which had be a plague, and then Brain Dead or Dead Alive also had
All
a virus.
right, Dead Alive. I forgot about that. But yeah, no, this is definitely the movie that kickstarted, popularized. All right, is like explicitly said some kind of infection going on that makes you a zombie. But like no, point is no one's a walking corpse. But like this is gonna eventually carry on to now like, oh yeah, no, the virus kills you, and then you're just a walking corpse. So
Yeah, I think 28 Days Later was the first one to just have zombies be a virus, like the other films where they make you into an undead. 28 Days Later is you're not undead, you're just it's just a virus.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not dead. You're just really really angry. So also thanks to this movie, I can now say definitively, if I had a nickel for every time I saw a movie this month, Nick, that had the zombie apocalypse start because of animal rights activists, I have 2 nickels. Isn't a lot, but it's funny that it happened twice. What do you what do you think they meant, Nick, when they said that yes, zombies are gonna begin because of animal rights activists?
I think they knew what they were doing. Thank you, PETA.
Thank you, PETA. So, man, okay, real quick side tangent. It's kind of crazy to think about that, like, before everyone just thought like PETA was like, oh, they're like the animal rights group that kind of cringe with their protests, but hey, they're animal rights, whatever. And then later on, out comes the whole things about them just putting down animals, and now nobody likes them. Like no one. It's kind of fascinating. You think you think, Nick? Does that mean, Nick, that in the real world, PETA's gonna be responsible for the zombie apocalypse?
Possibly.
Damn, we gotta stop them before it's too late. But but yeah, no. But like 28 days later, man, like it's not only did it popularize several tropes that we associate with zombie stuff nowadays, but like it's just overall really good movie. It's really good. Like it is like the movie. I don't know, man. There's a lot of 28 Days Later is just one of those movies now that like everyone's kind of just talked about a lot at this point, which, to be fair, that's not a bad thing. It's a good movie. I don't really got too much else to add on, honestly, when it comes to 28 Days Later. It's just really good. Uh, this this is definitely one of the better movies out there with like the whole zombie apocalypse, where like it really it kind of delves into the whole idea of like ooh, humanity can be pretty as bad as the zombies and all that. Like it's definitely one of the better movies that goes through all that. And it's okay, but it's also kind of funny how like like sure this movie goes on about hey sometimes human beings can suck just as much as the zombies. It's kind of funny because the overall movie is actually a lot more hopeful than that. Like like it despite all the violence and sometimes mankind can be pretty evil themselves, movie ends on quite a optimistic note. It's just kind of funny. It's like despite the like I guess surface level reputation it has, it's actually a very hopeful movie. Like because like the whole point of the movie is not like Jim says, everything's not fucked. No, nothing. It's not that fucked, guys. Just it's gonna be okay. As long as you quarantine England and you just nuke France, but that's gonna be later. So, but yeah, no, but it's just a really good movie. I gotta say, like, uh, it it is really funny to think though that like the was it the sergeant when he was like going a little bit nuts in the prison, just kind of blabbering around like, oh man, it's only England. There's no way it can just be oh the whole world. That's not possible. It's kind of funny in hindsight that now it's like, yeah, he was right. It was just that damn island. So it's really funny. It's like, man, uh, is the movie just trying to say that Britain sucks? Because I don't need a movie to tell me that. See, that's why we live in the good old world of U.S. of A, and then SGD here is in the old good. Well, I don't want to say good old land, but it's a land of Australia. At least it's not Britain.
Guess if I'm in Australia, how did I watch Wendigoon playing that movie he streamed?
That movie stream. Apocalypse Now. I
Apocalypse Now. Yeah, only Americans could watch that movie, Chungus.
Oh
And somehow
damn.
I watched it.
Whoa. I wonder how can that be possible? I guess you are American, or you can or you can use NordVPN. I wish we were sponsored by. Oh, actually no. I don't want to be sponsored by NordVPN. I don't even know if they actually work those. I don't even know if NordVPN is even that good of a VPN or not. Maybe it is. Who knows?
I think it's like a VPN's a VPN.
A VPN's VPN. Okay. All
I
right
haven't
then.
really seen any good reason to like pick one over the other besides price.
Okay. I
I know
getcha.
they like do all these speeches like, I just want to be able to watch Apocalypse Now. That's all I'm asking for.
I just want to watch movies. Is that too much to ask? But but yeah, but no. Uh, again, like 28 Days Later. It's just really good. You should totally watch it. It's good. Uh, I I do think out of all the 28 movies that have come out recently, this still is the best one. Uh, that's well, we'll talk about 28 weeks later. To well, I guess technically later tonight, if you want to be all technical about it. But I consider it tomorrow night more than anything else. Tomorrow night, we'll talk more about weeks later. But and then you know, the last day of the month, we could talk about Bone. Well, not Bone Temple. We could talk about 28 years later. That's pretty good. Years later is really good. Weeks later, we'll get more into it tomorrow, but it's all right. And then Days is still, yeah, arguably the best of the whole movies. But I will say this though, credit where it's due to 28 years later. Glad that it's mostly just doing its own kind of thing more than anything else than just trying to recreate the magic of 28 Days Later. So shout out to that movie. Uh, what else to say? Oh, I do know. Okay, if not were with us right now, he would probably be able to tell more about like the actual behind the scenes and stuff. So you're just gonna have to go based on my word that I am going to butcher based off of what I
Plus,
heard
plus,
from Not.
we have talked about this movie before.
True, I do want to mention though, it is kind of interesting how the behind the scenes this movie really wasn't that expensive to make, and because they didn't really have that much budget, so I not would know more about the story, but basically the whole opening bit where everyone's the whole Jim wakes up, all of London is completely empty and abandoned. It's kind of cool. Oh, how that was all filmed. Basically, we're just excuse me, a little gassy there. Now the whole emptying London was just filmed where basically the crew just waking up really early in the morning and just filming really early on in the morning in London before anyone else woke up. So it's like, okay, guys, we only got a little bit. We only got so much time before like everyone wakes up now. All right, just walk around in city. We'll just pretend it's been completely abandoned. So, uh, so that's good. Oh, I remember not telling that the scene where Jim accidentally sets off the car. I think that was actually accidental. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that, but I believe when Jim accidentally sets off the car alarm, that was a complete accident. Like they didn't intend for that to happen. So, but no, it's cool how like they despite the limited budget they had, they were able to work around it and stuff. Again, like waking up dead in the morning, film empty streets of London. Uh, was it and I know they purposely filmed the whole movie on like was it I don't know what kind of camera it was, but it's basically not like a full on like film camera because they went like something more that feels almost like I guess like a like amateur like I don't know, like camcorder or something like that. Like something like a normal person would own rather than I don't know I don't know like an IMAX camera or whatnot. So that's pretty neat. Uh, yeah, it's good. I don't know what else to say. It's really good, and remains good to this day. 28 days later. You you guys got anything else you want to add about 28 days later?
Rage,
I'm
not even once.
I'm someone who doesn't find a lot of horror movies very scary, but I
Mm.
did find this movie to be a very distressing film to watch. So definitely nice to get a kind of reaction out of a film that I don't normally get
Mm. Yeah.
because people don't quite understand. Like people can enjoy stuff that makes them feel distressed, like the psychology behind it. So I
Mhm.
enjoy watching Schindler's List.
Oh, I love Schindler's List. I just.
It
It's
sounds like
devastating.
yeah, it sounds like I would say like Schindler's List is a movie people should enjoy because they don't understand like you can enjoy like feeling horrible.
Like,
Like that's why people watch horror movies. It makes them feel bad, but in like a different way.
I get you. Yeah.
But like I do appreciate when a piece of media can make me feel a way that isn't angry.
Hey, that's true. How ironic that this movie didn't make you angry, considering it's all about rage. I got you there. He's silent. He's stumped. I have.
What?
I don't know. I'm being stupid at this point. Don't worry. So yeah, 28 days later. It's really good. So tomorrow we'll be talking about 28 weeks later. It's okay. It's okay. And I mean that both as like, like yes, that movie is okay, but also like it's going to be okay to watch 28 talk about 28 weeks later. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be like a terrible experience.